Welcome to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson, and every Wednesday morning here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM, we take a look around the world of Meridian Community College athletics. Hope everyone had a happy and safe new year. We're back on campus here at Meridian Community College and getting ready to start our spring semester. The MCC basketball will get things started first tomorrow night as they resume MAC play. Both teams will play Northeast Mississippi Community College. The men will play at home in the Graham Gymnasium. We'd love to have you out. That's a 6 o'clock tip. If you can't make it out to that game, like always, you can watch that game on mcceagles.live. Due to the mirrored schedule once again this season, the Lady Eagles will travel to Booneville to play the Northeast Lady Tigers up there. That's also a 6 o'clock tip. The Lady Eagles are 1-1 in MAC play early in the season with a 4-5 record overall. And the men also 1-1 in league play, but a 9-2 record overall. They got off to a hot start this season to get things rolling. The MCC track team gets ready to open up their indoor season January 14th and 15th. They'll head up to Birmingham for the UAB Vulcan Invitational. And then right around the corner after that, MCC softball will get started. They travel down to Pensacola State College for a tournament. They'll play Bryant Stratton, Coastal Alabama South, as well as the host school, Pensacola State College, for 4 games down there, February 4th and 5th. MCC baseball starts the same time. They'll host Pensacola State College February 5th for a doubleheader. That'll start at 2 o'clock at Skaggs Field, and like always, you can watch that game on mcceagles.live. MCC Eagles tennis team, they'll open up as they host Oxford of Emory University at home February 6th. So that'll be a busy weekend for the Eagles. The 4th, 5th, and the 6th is track's going, softball's going, baseball's going, tennis is going, as well as basketball continuing to play. And then the number 7 ranked MCC golf team, they'll head down to Bishop State Invitational Monday, February the 7th, as they'll open up their spring season. So a lot of things happening here early in the spring semester at Meridian Community College. We're excited to have all these teams rolling again and get back into the groove of playing in 2022. And then a few days later, the MCC soccer team is going to host a youth camp. That's February 8th through 10th. That's for ages 4 to 14. It's $75 per camper. They'll get instruction from our current MCC players as well as MCC coaches. It's a great tune-up as they get ready to start the spring portion of their rec season or their club season. It'll be a good time to come out and get some good work in and get ready for their season. For more information there, you can contact head coach Mike Smith at msmith3@meridiancc.edu. And now I'm joined by sophomore point guard from Horn Lake, Mississippi, Christian Terrell. Chris, I want to welcome you to the show today.
Thank you.
How was your holiday break?
It was great. Spent time with family, great time, ate good, got around a lot of people.
That's good. So we got off to probably one of the best starts in school history. We were 8-0 leading into that first conference, matchup with Jones, and we dropped that game. I think you were a little bit under the weather that game. But so tell me, what do you attribute that hot start to early in the season, like compared to last year? What do you see the differences in how we started last year versus this year?
Playing hard, competing, working out hard every day. We trying to accomplish something good with MCC, trying to make history.
Right. What the team as a whole, since we've come back out of this break, I know y'all been practicing for a couple of days now, 2 days and things like that. Do you feel like did the rest help us? Do we feel like we're got our legs back under us and looking to make a push?
Yeah, everybody came back pretty good, making shots.
Right.
Everybody was standing on their P's and Q's.
Well, that's good. That's good. So we talked with Coach Green, earlier in the season, and he attributed a lot of our success to the sophomore leadership, yourself included. Last year as a freshman point guard, did you feel like it was your team, or did you just feel like I'm on the team? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just, played my role. I knew I had somebody above me.
Right.
So I was just under him, just watching him, see what he do and stuff.
Right.
So I can get ready for this year.
Right. So you went off, and this year, and one of the things Coach Green said was you're shooting the three-point shot much better this year. Last year you shot at 20%, which for a point guard is not, terrible. They're not always asked to shoot that shot. But this year you're up above 30%, from shooting three. Is that something that you worked on in the off season and tried to get better at?
Yes. Work constantly, trying to find a gym to get open.
Right. What else did you work on this all season to try to come back and lead the team?
My legs, trying to jump. Got to be explosive.
I saw you got your first dunk of the year, first dunk of the MCC career.
Yeah.
You try to tell people you were dunking in high school. I don't know that anybody believed you.
Nah, not really though.
So you worked trying to get above the rim and do that? What was some of the stuff you did there?
Like squats, like one leg lunges and stuff with weights.
Right. You did that back home?
Yes.
Well, that's good. It's I think it's translated. I mean, I can tell the difference that you're playing with a lot more energy and a lot more confidence, which I think is big. Last year I felt like maybe you deferred, to Justin a little bit more, but this year you've taken over that, point guard role and that ownership role and kind of leading the team as we go through the season. And I know when the clock starts ticking down, a lot of times you're the one with the ball in your hands, either, trying to penetrate and get somebody a shot or take the shot that maybe you didn't do that last year. Last year I think we kind of relied on Justin to do some of that. So do you enjoy that role of knowing that, hey, when the shot clock goes down and it's time to get a bucket?
Yeah, I love it.
What's your mindset? What are you thinking when we clear the floor and like, all right, Chris, let's go get it?
I got to get to the basket.
Right.
Get to the money too. Got to find a teammate, make a play.
Right. Yeah. So you've had a pretty good chemistry, I would say, with our next guest, Brandon Ellington. Are y'all close off the court? I feel like when you get into that lane, we've had several lobs, come out of there and passes. You've hit him on a couple passes. He actually hit you on a great pass for your dunk. It's I think I was more impressed with his pass than I was your dunk. Is that just come from 2 years of playing together, or are y'all working together on your own, or?
We just 2 years playing together.
Right.
We just know what each other thinking.
Right. It's good to have somebody that's that big that can catch the ball, wherever you throw it to. So, well, that's good. Well, so we look at, we're going into the second half of the season and hosting Northeast Mississippi Community College. They got the same record we do. They're 9-2 overall, 1-1 in conference play as well. So, have y'all started preparing for Northeast specifically? Like, what do they do well, and what are we trying to do against them tomorrow night?
Really speed them up.
Right.
Everybody ain't really good at speeding them up, but we trying to defend hard, play hard, make the best man win.
Right. I know Coach Green, he preaches defense and rebounding, right?
Every day.
And so I think one of the things that hurt us in that Jones game is they slowed us down. Kind of the opposite of what you're saying. I felt like they slowed the game down, and when we made our runs, it was coming out of defensive possessions where we were able to pick up a steal or a rebound. Is that something that y'all work on? Trying to get that early transition and get a basket quick. Is that what?
Like a 2-and-1.
Right.
Try to get a bucket so we can get the ball right back. We defend hard.
Right. So y'all spend a lot of time on defense in the gym?
Yes.
What else do y'all spend time on since we've been back out of the break? Rebounds? I think in that Jones game, we gave up a lot of rebounds. I think I'm sure coaches preach all through practice, defend and rebound. And then players a lot of times get in their mind, well, I just want to shoot, or I want to score, I want to dunk, I want to hit a three, I want to do this. And maybe they lose focus a little bit on the defending and rebounding. And then you look up and you've lost a game that you were winning and that you should have won, and you gave up 20-something rebounds to one guy. Does that reaffirm, hey, what Coach Green was saying is we got to rebound because we gave up rebounds and putbacks, and that cost us this game that we should have won? Does it help? Does the team see that you know what?
Yeah, everybody see down that all 5 guys got to box out and go to the rim.
It's impressive to see what a difference, that'll make. Because looking back at that game, I think, if we box him out a little bit more and get a few rebounds and he doesn't get those putbacks, and maybe we keep that lead, we had. So it's a hard lesson to learn, when we're trying to win a game to give up that many rebounds. But I'm sure Coach Green has talked about this. Hopefully it reaffirms, what he's saying is we got to rebound the basketball to have a chance to win. And when it goes the opposite way, hopefully the team buys in a little bit more about, all right, we got to rebound, and get after it. So we went up to East Mississippi right before we got out of the break and didn't go our way. Tell me about that game and kind of what we learned from there.
Another thing, rebounds.
Really?
Yeah, we got sped up then. They were pressing us.
Right.
Yeah, we was turning the ball over.
I got you. So that's something we came back. I know we must have worked on as we went up to Kahoma and beat a good Kahoma team up there in overtime. Again, one of those clutch games where you gotta be ready to play when you go up there, especially in the Christmas break when there probably wasn't a lot of fans and kind of a not great environment. But it's hard to get up for a team when you have to travel, 3 or 4 hours to play in an empty gym. How was that game up there?
And it was smooth.
Was
Like what I mean, like it was like up and down though. We was going back and forth.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody had, a good run really.
Right. It was a close game.
Yeah.
All the way to the end. That's why we went into overtime. So, well, good. Well, tell me, what's your prediction? What do you want to see here going forward for the team?
I ain't trying to get to the championship.
Right.
Just trying to get that's it.
What do we need to do? What do the MCC Eagles need to do?
Play hard.
Play hard?
Aggressive.
I got you.
You gotta be tough and you gotta throw the first punch.
Okay. Who has been, so you knew, we got a lot of sophomores and we got several, key freshmen. Who do you think has been the biggest surprise this season of something they've done, to contribute to the team? Like did you, I ask this of a lot of people, who's the best player, who's this, and nobody ever wants to say, oh, well, I'm the best player or he's the best player. But I think everybody comes into a season thinking, all right, I think these 5 are going to start. I think this guy's going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Who would you say on the team has surprised you from August to now? Here we are in January.
Daenerys.
Right.
Yeah, he been playing pretty good. Been knocking down shots, defending, rebounding.
Right.
He came big for us.
Right. Well, that's good. That's it's good when you get a surprise there that that you weren't counting on, and so that's good to have a spark there coming off the bench and being able to help us. So, well, Chris, thank you, and good luck tomorrow night as you. I hope you lead the Eagles to a win over the Northeast Tigers. Again, that game's at 6 o'clock here in the Graham Gymnasium. You can watch that game at mcceagles.live. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM. Welcome back to A View from the Top. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. Today I'm joined by sophomore center Brandon Ellington from St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, Brandon. Thank you for being here.
Morning. Appreciate it.
Well, the first thing I want to know is how was your holiday break? What did you get to do when you got to go back home to St. Louis?
I got to see all my family. I got to spend a lot of time with my little brothers, sisters, my little nieces and nephews. It's been hard watching them grow up over the phone. Like
Right.
they talking like full sentences, walking around just like being like normal kids, but like they've grown so much
Right.
these past months.
Tell me about that. So, obviously, most of our team is made up, of Mississippi players, and if you get a day off or 2 days off, they can run home. Like Christian, he could run home to Horn Lake, over the day, or we've got some local guys. Tell me how it's been for 2 years being, 12 hours from St. Louis?
About 9.
Okay, so it's not something you can run home, and see the family. How's it been being that far away from home?
That first year was a real struggle. Like, it was hard for me, especially when seeing everybody leave and knowing they back home with their family, and I'm just kind of in a room and the whole hallways are empty.
Right.
It's maybe 1 or 2 people there. I struggled first year with that, and I kind of like asked more of my teammates to stay back, like not go home, like spend the weekend with me.
Right.
But like I've come more to like get used to it.
Did you get to go home with some of them? Did some of them invite you to their house while they were going home for the weekend?
Yeah,
and hang out with it?
someone invited me to their house, but like a lot of times, like last year, we just like spend the weekend just hanging out in the gym
Right.
around here or find something to do, get
I got
into.
So when you're coming up in high school and you're getting ready to decide where to play college, tell me how Meridian got into that, and then what did you think about the fact that, all right, I want to go play at Meridian, but that is 9 hours away. Do I want to, go that far away? Tell me, how that process went.
My family always pushed me like away from St. Louis. They wanted me to go out. They've always said like, go explore the states, go as far as you can, and if you don't like it, then you can always come back home and play for a school
Right.
closer in the area. And Meridian really came up just from me having a good relationship with the ULM coach, Ronnie Dean.
Mm-hmm.
He threw Coach Green's name out there.
Right.
And so he trusted him because he was a coach who he knew that can really develop players, get them ready for that next level,
Right.
like in every aspect of the game, mentally, physically, and just overall just teach them.
Right. Well, do you feel like, so we're halfway through your second season. You're averaging about 2 points more a game, still seven rebounds a game. You're seventh in the country at almost 5 blocks a game. Did you know that? Do you feel like you've grown that much as a player in the last year?
No, I ain't know about the blocks now. That's big. But I do feel like I grew, especially from high school, especially in a mental part of the game.
Right.
And then along with my body changing and how that actually affects it.
Right. You think being away from home like that kind of helped you grow mentally? Had to grow up, maybe if you were going home all the time and seeing your family and things like that, maybe you're coddled, a little bit more. So, being away from home, did you have to grow up and mature a little bit faster than maybe you would have had you stayed close to home?
Oh, most definitely. I especially on grocery shopping. I did not realize grocery shopping was so expensive, and then having to learn what foods to actually pick that'll last you, so
Right.
you're just not spending money, just wasting
Can't
it.
always go to McDonald's, right?
Right.
That's right.
It's different when it's your money and not your mama's.
Tell me about it. So let's talk about those blocks. If you didn't realize that you were blocking that many shots a game, or you didn't realize that you were that ranked high in the country.
I didn't realize I was that high. I thought it was honestly maybe 2 something or 3 max.
Right.
I ain't knew it.
So you had 7 against East Mississippi. Did you realize that?
I stopped counting after 3. I know I had 3 back to back to back, and then
Right.
right after that, I just quit counting it.
Is that something that you've tried to do, that you've tried to block more shots? Because what you're doing that's probably more impressive than blocking the shots. Obviously your position, you're guarding the rim. That's what you're asked to do. But you're doing it without fouling. I can't recall. You got in foul trouble against Jones, but didn't foul out. I don't believe you fouled out all season, have you?
Nah, not that I can recall.
I don't think so. So you're protecting the rim, which is great. Obviously Coach Green preaches defense, and that's what we want is for the big man down low to protect the rim. But you're doing it without fouling. So how did you or did you work on defending and blocking shots and guarding the rim without fouling this off season? Is that something you've worked on, or is it just happened by nature?
That's something that me and my high school coach actually been working on since my junior year, knowing that I can jump really well and how long my arms are. It's
Right.
just learning how to block shots and attack that backboard. Wait till they put it in the air, jump second, then attack it at the backboard, or just try to snatch it out the air.
Right.
But that's something we really focused on, along with other things, shooting and then being in the weight room all
Right.
season.
So you stayed up here this summer, right? Weren't you?
Yeah, I was here from July all the way throughout.
And you were just working one-on-one and doing some individual stuff, trying to get your game better.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of one-on-one time, especially in that weight room
Right.
with Coach B, just focusing on everything that's going to translate to this season.
Right. Well, I think it's working. Obviously, we're 9-2. It's one of the best starts we've had. Talking with Coach Green and I think sophomore leadership, you and Christian Terrell have. Y'all have led the team. Him from the point guard and you from down low. I feel like you're the 2 leading scorers on the team. So I feel like as y'all go, the team goes. And so, have you embraced that role of being a team leader and trying to to push the rest of the guys along the way to make sure we're all on the same path, or are you just trying to lead by example?
A little bit of both. I've definitely been trying to be more vocal as far as making sure everybody's like focused, like understands what we're doing, how it should be done, and like what type of mindset that we're looking for, and then just going out there and doing it, like as far as playing hard, doing what Coach Green's asked, and then just playing my game, and then like going back and giving them pointers. And like I know a lot of times I try to take one to some of the younger guys and like show them my mindset on like when I'm making moves and like what I'm thinking and my footwork, just to help them out and just, like let them use it. So when they ready to go out there, they can give them they get their team that same treatment.
So last year it was, we have 2 sophomores and then everybody was freshmen.
Ooh, yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of sophomores, and it wasn't a lot of sophomores that played a lot of minutes. So how does it feel now knowing that we've got, 8 or 9 guys who were here last year? They know what we're trying to do. They know the way Coach Green coaches and runs practices. Have you seen a difference in the way practices go now that over half the team understands what's expected?
Most definitely. It's been a big difference as far as like the mindset, the energy levels, and then the way we compete in practice every day, because we all understand what goal we have, what goal we're trying to achieve, and like how that needs to be done.
Right. So have you enjoyed it here? Do you like Coach Green's style, the defense first and then let that translate into offense?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but like that toughness and that way that Coach Green coaches, like that's definitely something that like helps everybody. Like even if you may not see it, it's gonna help you when you look back on it.
Right. Well, no, I can tell because it's and I've known Coach Green for 20 plus years, and he's always preached defense and rebounding. Like I was talking about with Chris, I mean, you can see the games when we don't play well. It's not because we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. It's not because offensively we didn't do the things that we normally do. It's when we didn't play well on defense and we didn't rebound. I go back to that Jones game when we gave up so many rebounds that led to second chance points, and like I was talking with Chris, it's a hard lesson to learn that you got to rebound and you got to block out on every play until the horn sounds and you think, man, if I'd have blocked out 5 more times and that'd have been 10 points. Sometimes, and we only lost by like 6. So if we could have stopped, just a couple of putbacks, then that lead we had, in the second half, we'd have kept that lead, and we'd have pushed it on out and we'd have won. We'd be undefeated in conference play. So has Coach Green talked about that, moving forward, that, hey, I tried to tell y'all that if we don't rebound, this is going to happen. Have we focused more on that, coming out of the break now, getting ready to start back conference play?
Yeah, he's definitely putting an emphasis on it. Like, he's reminded us of that a few times. It's like, it didn't happen before, it can happen again. So make sure, like, you got to keep that in your mind. That's something that you can't forget about. Like, even in our drills, he like extended the time as far as like what we normally do as far as boxing out and rebounding.
Right.
Just to help us understand that like this is something that's important.
Right. It's I definitely think our game translates when we can defend and get a rebound and push it out, and like I was talking with Chris, and get on the run and get in transition and get some easy buckets. And we've been exciting this year. I mean, you've had, I can't tell you how many dunks and alley-oops, and with McKeem hitting threes. We've been an exciting team to watch, and a lot of times that excitement comes off the defensive end because we'll get a rebound or a steal and we'll go the other way. And I know it's fun to play that way because it's fun to be able to get out and run and get exciting plays, which gets the crowd into it. We've had a great home crowd this year. I hate that we're starting tomorrow night when the students aren't back. I'd love to have them back in the stands, when we start conference play. But I feel like we'll have a fair amount of people, come out tomorrow night because we are doing so well. I mean, 9-2. We got some local guys that are playing well, so hopefully we'll have a good crowd. Invite anybody listening to come out and watch. Like I said, we've got an exciting team full of sophomore leadership like Brandon. So I want to ask you what I asked Chris. Last year we were mainly freshmen with a couple of sophomores, and so this year we knew most everybody, coming in, the sophomores. But has there been a freshman or even a sophomore maybe who stepped up and doing some things that you didn't see coming that's kind of helped us along the way that maybe has been surprising to you?
Shoot, definitely D. It's been nice watching him grow from like just in like all parts of it growing up, then like understanding the game, understanding the pace, understanding the physicality of it, and watching him slowly gain more minutes and even work himself into that starting lineup.
Right.
Just from how much he's like shown that he's grown, how much he's listened, how much he's accepted his role on the team.
Right. Well, that's good. It's always good when you get that unexpected, player that comes in and gives us some significant minutes. I think it was good. I think McKean's been good for the team. His kind of calming demeanor. He comes out there. He doesn't seem to get rattled and can hit the big shots for us. But overall, I think we've got an outstanding team. Like I said, led by sophomore leadership with you and Chris leading there. I want to thank you for being here today and wish you continued success. We got a long season to go, but I think we've got the pieces in place, to make a run at this thing. And so just keep doing what you're doing, keep getting those balls out of the air, and let's get some more block shots. And we'll get some wins along the way. All right. Once again, I want to thank Chris Terrell and Brandon Ellington, sophomores on the Meridian Eagles basketball team, for joining me. We'll take a short break as you're listening to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first, while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
Welcome back to A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. I'm your host, Christopher Haralson. We'd like to thank our guests, Christian Terrell, sophomore point guard from Horn Lake, Mississippi, and Brandon Ellington, sophomore center from St. Louis, Missouri, for joining me today. The Eagles are 9-2, and they resume play tomorrow night in the Graham Gymnasium at 6 o'clock as they host the Northeast Mississippi Tigers. We'd encourage everyone to come on out and watch the Eagles. They're an exciting team to play. I think you won't be disappointed to see what's going on right here in town. But if you can't make it, watch them. Tune in, mcceagles.live. We've got an outstanding live stream, and you'll feel like you're in the gym. But I'd love to encourage anyone to come out and watch or watch us online. The Lady Eagles will head up to Booneville as they'll play the Northeast Lady Tigers up there for a 6 o'clock start as well. And then they'll turn around and be back at home Monday night as they'll host the Pearl River Lady Wildcats while the men head down to Poplarville to play. I want to remind everyone about the MCC Youth Soccer Camp coming up February 8th through 10th. For more information there, contact head coach Mike Smith at msmith3@meridiancc.edu. And to keep up with all things MCC Athletics, be sure and like us on Facebook at MCC Eagles Athletics. Follow us on Twitter at MCC Eagles Sports. And for every episode of A View from the Top, Eagle highlights, and more, subscribe to us on YouTube. Just search Meridian Community College. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of A View from the Top, brought to you by the Rush Sports Medicine Team. Join me every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. here on Super Talk Meridian 103.3 FM.